Hey, welcome back to VR Finesse. Today I'm going to be showing you how to link your PC to your Oculus Quest 2 so you can play games wirelessly. The first thing you'll need is a good gaming PC. You'll also need your Oculus Quest 2 and a 5 GHz router. Ideally, if you can get a Wi-Fi 6 router, that would be great. Another name for Wi-Fi 6 router is also called an AX router. And if you want to get a PC, ensure that it also is capable of transmitting Wi-Fi 6 from your gaming PC. If you already have a gaming PC and it doesn't have Wi-Fi 6, don't worry, it's not essential. However, you can buy adapters that you can add on to your PC. So if you've already got a PC, you'll want to check out the Steam VR performance test, which you can get on the Steam Store. Once there, search for Steam VR performance test. You can click on the free button to download it. If you have Steam installed, great. If you don't have Steam installed, it will ask you and just install it. When you run the program, it will take you through a simulation whilst it checks your computer specs. And once finished, it will output a score letting you know if your PC is VR ready or not. Now, if you're on a small budget and you're looking for an entry-level gaming PC that is VR ready, I use the Acer Nitro 5. And if you want to know more about that, check out the video on my YouTube channel. I'll leave the link in the description. Now that leads us nicely onto Oculus Link. Oculus Link is the method that we use to play games from our PC on our Quest using a cable, an Oculus Link cable. So not only do you need a gaming PC that is VR ready, you also need a PC that meets the requirements of Oculus Link. Now, if you're buying a PC for the first time, it's crucial that you look at this page. The page displays information on what the minimum CPU and GPU requirements are for Oculus Link. So when you're buying a PC, you can check the specs of the PC to see whether or not it has the right CPU and GPU to meet the requirements of Oculus Link. Now, I wouldn't go with the minimum specs on this page if I was buying for the first time, just to save money. I wouldn't do that. I would go with something more at a higher end. There's a lot of updates happening with virtual desktop within Oculus Quest. The graphics quality is getting better, the speeds are getting better. And I think some of these earlier CPUs and GPUs are just going to get left behind in the near future. The Acer Nitro 5 gaming laptop I have has an Intel i7 10th generation processor with an NVIDIA GTX 1660 Ti, and that retailed at about £1,000. However, if I had a little bit more extra money in my budget, I would have went for the RTX series. Now our PC is VR ready, let's look at linking it to our Oculus Quest. You'll need to use an Oculus Link cable, which you can get from the Oculus Store at about £89. But there are third-party cables that you can get. I'll link the one that I use in the description below. Now that we have our Oculus Link cable, it's time to download the PC version of the Oculus app. Just head over to oculus.com and download the software for Oculus Link. Once downloaded and installed, you'll want to link your Quest to your PC so you can play your games. So what you want to do is open up the Oculus app on your PC, turn on your Quest 2, take your Oculus Link cable and plug it into your Quest and plug the other end into your PC. In the Oculus app, you can run a test to see if your link cable is sufficient or not. Next, you'll want to add your headset. If you have an Oculus Quest, a Quest 2 or a Rift, you'll want to choose the headset that you have. If you head over to the Devices tab, it will let you know if your headset is active with Oculus Link and your cable, and it will indicate this by showing a green light. Now, I'm just about to get on to how to link your Oculus Quest to your PC wirelessly, but before I do that, I just want to mention how I buy games. Now, I buy games from the Oculus Store or from the Steam Store, and you can download games directly to your PC. So it's worth downloading the Steam VR software also. This will allow you to access Steam games from within your headset. Now, let's talk about playing games wirelessly. To do that, you'll need a 5 GHz Wi-Fi router, and ideally you'd want an AX router. An AX router is another name for a Wi-Fi 6 router. They basically transfer data at higher speeds. Unlike the router that you get with your internet provider, which is probably an AC router, and they have lower data transfer speeds. Now, why you want fast 5G Wi-Fi speeds is to reduce latency. Latency is the time it takes for your computer, your headset and your Wi-Fi to respond to an action that you've taken, and it's measured in milliseconds. So if you take an action in VR, for example, if you took a swing at a block in Beat Saber, your headset sends the information over to your laptop processes the information, sends the information back over to your headset, and this is all done via Wi-Fi. Now it's also important to get good quality graphics in your gameplay. The higher the graphics, the more data that needs to be sent back and forth between each device. The time taken for this process to happen is referred to as latency. Now you're up to speed with all the equipment. Let's look at the software. You'll want to download Virtual Desktop from within your headset from the Oculus Store, which costs about $14.99. Next, on your PC, you'll want to download the Virtual Desktop Streamer app. You can get this from vrdesktop.net. Considering you've completed all the steps, put on your headset and open up Virtual Desktop. You can connect to your computer and see connection speeds. You'll want to customize the settings, which you can do over time, to see what works best with your PCVR setup and depending on the game that you're playing. Again, check out my video on Virtual Desktop to find out more about what I use for smooth gameplay and to optimize battery life and performance. Here's some things to remember. You'll need a PC compatible with Oculus Link, preferably with Wi-Fi 6. Make sure you research your GPU and your CPUs thoroughly when choosing. And I personally would not go for the minimum requirements when using Oculus Link. Get a proper USB link cable. Use a Wi-Fi 6 dedicated router for the sole purpose of connecting your headset and your PC. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below, and I'd very much like to get your feedback and on how useful this video was for you. Don't forget to check out my other videos on my channel, and if you like this one, hit the like button, subscribe, and goodbye. We are VR Finesse, and have fun with your Oculus Quest 2.